As friends and collaborators, Ice Cube and Cypress Hill served as an example of West Coast unity in the 90s.
I always was down with him, you know, and he was always one of my favorites. And I said, you know, if I'm gonna build my name, I want people to, you know, look at me like they look at him or like they look at KRS-One.
The controversy started when Ice Cube went to the studio to pick up Roll It Up, Light It Up, Smoke It Up, a Cypress Hill song for the Friday movie soundtrack.
You know, we play him the song and he likes it. He goes, yeah, that's perfect, you know. Me and Muggs ask him, hey man, you know, we got a couple of tracks from the album, you wanna hear it?
We played him a song called Throw Your Set in the Air. And he was like, oh, that's banging. That shit is banging. Can I get that for the movie instead?
They're like, man, we'd love to give it to you, but you know, this is gonna be the single on our album.
He said, all right, cool. So he said, can I hear it again? So we played it again for him.
We played it for him a couple of times over because he wanted to hear it again.
You know, we was kind of like half-ass listening to him, half-ass talk.
The Friday soundtrack was released just before Cypress Hill's album, Temples of Boom. A friend of B Real's heard it and called him.
He says, hey man, did you give Cube the song from your record for the Friday thing? Like, yeah, the Get High song, yeah, we gave that up already. Why? He goes, no, the Throw Your Set in the Air thing. I said, no, we didn't give him that. He goes, well, you know, that shit is in his chorus in his song. So we're like, nah, you're crazy. Finally, I hear it, and sure enough, there it is, you know, the same. It's like some of the words are changed around, but for the most part, the chorus is the same.
Throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, oh yeah. Throw your neighborhood in the air. Waving around like you just don't care.
We was thrown back like, what?
3 months later, I go to South Africa to do my movie. Mac 10 called me and say, Cypress Hill is on the radio dissing. I said, what?
He calls me, asks me if, you know, why we're dissing him, and I said, hey man, you know, the guys feel like you snatched up the song.
It was a misunderstanding where they thought that I took one of their hooks and this, that, and the other.
Sitting there telling me that he was, you know, he didn't do it. It's, you know, we're friends and this is hip hop and everything. And I thought, yeah, you know, it could happen. It's hip hop, you know. I said, you know what, let me talk to them. I'll straighten it out.
Everything was supposed to be settled, and Ice Cube asked B Real to record some vocals for Caution, a group signed to Cube's Lynch Mob Records. But in the studio, there was another problem.
And I heard a couple lines that were the same things I used on the Temple of Boom record. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, that's my line. How the hell is it on this record? I'm like, damn, again? In my opinion, I felt like he saw my reaction, and I walked out of the room for a second to make a phone call. When I came back, the line was gone. And I was thinking, oh, wait a minute, that line ain't there no more. Okay, I know I'm not tripping. So I come back and I have a talk with these guys again, Muggs and Sen. I said, hey, I think he really did take our shit.
Bitch ass motherfucker. Peter Pie ass nigga.
B Real recorded No Rest for the Wicked, aimed squarely at Ice Cube.
Cube had a song called Wicked, which supposedly, you know, he stole from King's son from the Bronx.
I remember Cube told me, man, these Cypress Hill niggas is tripping. And I said, I thought them was your homies. Cause they was down. And he said, yeah, I thought they was my homies too, but them niggas is dissing.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about?
You know, me, I don't run from no challenge, from nobody. You know, even though we was dogs, you know, I feel like they should be dealt with the worst.
Oh yeah, it ain't over, motherfuckers.
These niggas don't understand.
Ice Cube, among the most influential MCs in hip-hop history, was also legendarily vicious in battle. Having defended West Coast hip-hop against Common and others, Ice Cube also dismantled NWA and Jerry Heller in No Vaseline. After No Rest for the Wicked, Ice Cube took aim at Cypress Hill with King of the Hill.
Every few years, niggas think they can deal with the real. Now I got to fuck Cypress Hill. I got a voice you should fear. I drink a beer, bust a rapping in your fucking career. You fucking cowards never seen.
King of the Hill was basically the diss against us with him and Mac 10.
Junkie starting static, now I'm rolling up Cypress Hill, letting niggas have it. Cappies wanna be thugs up, load my slugs up. Hey yo, back up, Q dog, we passed that bitch mugs up. Pull over, let me out.
I had never met Be Real, Muggs, Sin Dog, nobody from Cypress Hill. And they was blood. But I was with this nigga, so I didn't give a fuck.
That shit too much, got your bitch ass touched. Sin Dog, you can't rap from the guts. And Be Real sounding like he got baby nuts. I don't know.
The song was cool. They had some good shit in it, some funny shit.
Everybody in the ghetto know what you're doing. One white boy and two fucking Cubans claiming that you're loco, but you ain't Mexican. Listen to a no Vaseline before you flex again.
And it was a pretty good diss, you know. I had to give it up on that one. It was all right.
Dub C, a founding member of the West Side Connection, did not participate in the counterattack.
We was homeboys. So if you notice, Dub C ain't on that record.
Dub told me that he knew them, and that's why he stayed out of it or whatever. 'Cause I don't give a fuck if I know you or not. That's the way I was raised, though. My daddy was a gangster, and that's how he instilled that in me. You ride with your nigga, right or wrong. Talk about and tell a nigga how wrong he was later, after the fact. But if it's going down, nigga, you gotta ride with him.
Fuck everybody who really ain't really who in our way.
You say that I took your hook, it must be the white boy thinking all niggas crooks. Now what? You hip hop hippies? How you fucking junkies think you gon' pump me and chill and deal with the fact that you ain't got enough skill to kill the king of the hill?
The most difficult part about that shit was to say something about Sin Dog. Sin even had a conversation with Cube and said, Cube, man, I remember no Vaseline. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. And we still went on him, because that's how gangster it was at the time. And we didn't know was that a setup or what? So we just covered all bases. Fuck Sin Dog too.
And Sin Dog is so wacky, ain't worth dissing. You niggas need to listen.
After a diss like King of the Hill, most battles would be over.
Check it out. We waiting for round 2, you punk ass motherfuckers. And anybody else that wanna get some, stand in line. But bring a lunch, motherfucker.
I already knew about the disc before it came out. I had the lyrics sent to me from unknown sources.
The day after it came out, B just took their beat and killed them on it.
We basically did what Cube had been known to do other people, you know, which is jack their beats and just diss the shit out of them over it, you know.
Give me that beat! Give me that beat, bitch!
We are at war!
We had one of our boys named LC come on the track, and he sounded like Cube did when he was with NWA.
Ding, ding, motherfucker! It's round 2! I got my lunch and my dinner, fool! You think we gon' bow down to some punk-ass niggas? We from the evil side, boy!
So it kind of sounds like Cube is dissing himself, you know, like a mirror. He's looking in the mirror dissing himself.
Ice Cube, you's an actor, not a motherfucking killer. What neighborhood you from? What don't you ever done? When the shit goes down, you the first one to run. Every time you talk, got a mouth full of trauma. Only mission you done is go to church with your mother.
Ice Cube Killer. We didn't sell it or nothing. We just put it out in the streets. We pressed up like 1,000 copies, sent them to all the DJs.
Hoes like you can't figure out where you from. Are you from South Central, the West Side, or Compton? Mac 10, the only thing you hogging on is Ice Cube nuts. Now it's all in your guts. You wanna be like him, but you got no skills. If he's the king, you must be the queen of the hill.
I thought that shit was whack. That shit couldn't fuck with King of the Hill.
You try to remake NWA without Dre and Ren. Dub's cool, but you fucking up with Mac 10. Silly little villain. I'm Black Barrett. Can you really see my machine gun tablets? Open and aimed at your fat little frame. How can I miss? I'll twist your cap and take your name, analyze it. My name should be Mac 11. I'm a higher caliber MC. There's no question.
They dissed me at the LA Sports Arena car show, you know, with like 40,000 people there, you know. And then I did some shit in the Bronx on Rap Sheet's pay-per-view where I had his shirt crossed out with a big red X.
Fans and artists began to take sides.
The shit got pretty deep, you know. I had people from his side coming to me, you know, like, hey man, you know, it wasn't right what he did and blah, 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 and this and that. And pretty soon Cam and Solo came to me.
LA artists Cam and Solo were also in the middle of a business feud with Ice Cube. Meeting Solo at a Los Angeles traffic light, Ice Cube started a fight.
Knocked him down, knocked him out, woke him back up, whooped on his ass. Somehow his chain fell in my hand. I don't know how it got in my hand, but it fell in my hand. Then all of a sudden his Rolex started jumping off and coming into my hand. I don't know how that happened.
I guess Solo knocked out Cube and took his West Side Connection chain.
Solo, sporting Ice Cube's chain, showed up at a Cypress Hill show at the House of Blues in L.A.
Be Real put it on and hold it all up into the crowd. Crowd go crazy. They go bananas off of it.
And we're like, well, shit, let's take pictures with it.
Nigga, you didn't take the chain, nigga. Why you wearing it? What you proving, nigga? How many brownie points you getting for that, nigga? You didn't take it. That's the way I felt at the time.
It was a pretty interesting time because, you know, it created a lot of split here in LA between black and brown, you know.
Concern began to grow that the beef might pit neighborhoods, gangs, and races against each other.
It can happen at any minute. It can ignite.
If you're a Latin in the house, if you're a Puerto Latino in the house, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, El Salvadorian, I don't give a fuck what you are. Put your fucking L in the air right now.
A lot of the Latin people were like, hey man, you know, we're gonna ride for you on this one. You just say the word.
They would not want to see Cypress Hill in LA. They get ran the fuck out of LA. Dead up, the essays rule the streets in LA.
Amidst the violent death of Tupac Shakur and rumors that the Mexican mafia was getting involved, cooler heads managed to prevail, and the conflict never boiled over.
Somebody gave me B Real number and said B Real wanna holler at you.
He asked me, you know, so what's it gonna take for you and Cube to squash this? I said, you know, just like you, all he's gotta do is call me and, you know, we'll talk it out.
And I explained to him where I was coming from. Nigga, I don't got nothing to do with it, but that's my homeboy, and I'm riding with him. He said, you know what, homie? I can respect that. I can't even be mad at you. I respect that. If that's where you coming from with it, Mac, I respect that.
Cube called me like on, I think it was January 1st in '97. It's like, you know, hey, what's going on, man? Let's talk this thing out, you know? And so I said, yeah, all right. Before we talk this out, this is why I did what I did, because I want you to really know that, you know, this ain't for nothing. The shit we've been talking is pretty heavy, so we can go on, keep doing this, and sooner or later we'll run into each other. You know, it's a small world, you know. If you want to squash it right now, we can squash it. I'll never say any fucked up thing about you as long as you stick to that too, and we'll be friends again, and maybe shit, we'll work together and do something.
If we see B Real right now, he can come hang with us right now, man. It's cool, for real, because we got past the shit.
I like Ice Cube Chef. I'm a big fan. I was bumping it today, I'm telling you. It's in my CD thing right now.
Definitely, there's no beef whatsoever. I mean, when I squashed it with him and I you know, I said my piece, that was it. You know, Mac 10 too, you know.
B Real and Ice Cube have worked together since, and while their friendship has never returned to what it was, the beef should be remembered as an instance of a business dealing between artists, almost escalating into citywide violence. It should also be remembered as an example of how two sides can come together to settle a dangerous situation.